years of body of work of Dak Prescott. Jalen Hurts had one season last year that was better than any year Dak has had.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, you little twig-neck, bug-eyed Adderall junkie. Dak Prescott has actually had 2 seasons better than Jalen Hurts' best season, which was last year. 2021 and Dak's rookie season was actually better than Jalen Hurts' season that he had last year. But I digress. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys continue burying yourselves in this grave of ignorance.
How on earth can some website justify putting Dak Prescott? Give me one data point. Just give me one.
You threw it out there like it was just some website, like a blogger. It is The Ringer.
What does that mean?
I bought into the list, and then I saw that and went, whoa. A lot of, trust your eyes.
For fourth quarter comebacks. Kirk Cousins had more than that last season.
I know.
What the fucking fourth quarter comeback got to do with anything? You realize to get a fourth quarter comeback, you have to be behind in the game, which probably means you wasn't playing all that well prior to that point. You realize that, right? That is the dumbest stat you can possibly pull out of your behind when you're comparing 2 quarterbacks whose team, one of them won each game by like 1 possession last season in the Vikings. The other, the Cowboys, and the games that they won handily. They didn't have to worry about fourth quarter comebacks. That is the dumbest stat anybody could have possibly pulled out of their arse. You know what? I know why you're on this show now. You're here to somehow make Colin Cowherd look a little bit less stupid. You're doing a good job, sir. You need a raise.
I know.
This is nonsense. We could call it nonsense. And go ahead, text Bill. I'm sure he's watching and is angry and he's going to fire off some tweet ripping us. But this is
first
silly.
of all, he's wrong.
No. You want to know what's actually silly, vague, undescript talking head whose name I have no clue what it is, and I don't care to look it up because we're not about to give you free clout trying to attach your ignorance to Cowboys Nation. You know what's silly? Being so upset at actual data and numbers and statistics and analytics that you forego all of that. You say, you know what? No, this dude's a bad QB. I'm going to stick to my guns and continue calling him a bad QB because this show has an agenda to push. This was the very same show in which the host, Colin Cowherd, said that Dak Prescott wasn't going to be an NFL quarterback. In fact, he took it a step further and said that he would be a backup in the NFL. Not at quarterback, at tight end. Yes, this is something he said on his actual platform. But we're supposed to be listening to anything that these stooges are saying on their talk show? Come on now, who actually listens to Colin Cowherd anymore? I don't know anybody that actually goes around talking about any of Colin Cowherd's ideas and opinions and holding them in high regard. Especially since this is the same guy who on multiple occasions, a couple of times very, very blatantly, have shown that he does absolutely no research on anything that he's talking about, to the point to where he doesn't even know when players played or who's even still alive. Don't forget, this is the same guy that included Dwayne Haskins in a list of quarterbacks who would never win a Super Bowl 16 months after him passing away.
20 guys who are not getting to a Super Bowl and certainly not winning it. And that's everybody else. From Baker Mayfield, Teddy Bridgewater, Dwayne Haskins.
I know he didn't just say what I think he said.
Guys that are just not, that it says can win Super Bowls, it can't.
Oh, and when he does actually try to talk football and try to give something that sounds like football analysis, he makes a huge snafu and talks about how Vince Young's throwing motion reminds him of Tim Tebow, and that's why he never really believed in Vince Young when Vince Young came out before Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was still in high school, Colin. I'm pretty sure you wasn't watching high school tape, especially since we know you don't even watch the big boys tape.
I remember years ago when Vince Young came out, and I was never a big Vince Young fan. I hated his throwing motion. I said he reminds me of Tebow. He wins games. That throwing motion, he'll never be a great pocket passer. He had a very low Wonderlic. And people are like, it's no big deal. And I'm like, well, it's kind of something, or they wouldn't test.
So you know what? Just to entertain you guys, and just for my audience, let's take a look at some numbers, shall we? Is Dak Prescott playing the best quarterback in the NFL? The numbers actually support this claim. All right, we have Pro Football Focus. Dak Prescott is now the highest graded quarterback this season at 89.4, graded by Pro Football Focus, one of the premier analytics communities in all of the national football sports debate world, or whatever you want to call it, information world, analytics world, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the most trusted sources. 89.4, highest graded quarterback. Oh, well, what data points are you using? I need to see some actual statistics. Let's take a look. 2023 NFL leaders in total QBR. Dak Prescott, number 2, only behind Brock Purdy, who's admittedly having a very respectable season. He's having an excellent season, actually. But Dak Prescott is above pretty much everyone not named Brock Purdy. There's one data point for you. You do know how QBR works, though. It's the adjusted total quarterback rating, which values the quarterback on all play types on a scale of 0 to 100, adjusted for the strength of opposing defenses faced. Good enough for you? So not only is it just accounting for numbers that he's putting up, but it's actually accounting for how strong the defenses are that he's putting these numbers up against. Remember, Dak did have the best game against the Jets defense pretty much all season, and the Jets have played plenty of top-tier quarterbacks. That one not good enough for you? Let's take a look at PAA, aka the number of points contributed by a quarterback, specifically accounting for QBR and how much he plays, above the level of an average quarterback. Oh, looky, Dak is only behind one person, and barely, just barely, not even a full point behind him, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Again, Dak Prescott, number 2. There's another data point for you, Mr. Boots. Okay, let's look at expected points added. Dak isn't top 1 or 2 in this one, but guess what? He's top 5. Total expected points added with low leverage plays, according to ESPN win probability model. Downweighted. Again, Dak Prescott up there with the elite of the elite quarterbacks currently in the NFL. Oh, let's take a look at expected points added on pass attempts. Again, Dak Prescott is tops of the league. Top 5, I might say. If we want to look at the raw total quarterback rating again, Dak is still second in the league. What else do you need to see? You want to see some regular counting stats now? Let's go to the numbers that matter the most with quarterbacks. Touchdowns and interceptions, and then quarterback rating. Touchdowns, Dak Prescott is tied for 3rd in the NFL with total touchdowns thrown. Now, surely he's throwing the ball so much he's turned the ball over quite a bit, right? Actually, wrong. Currently, there's 14 quarterbacks ranked higher than him on the interceptions thrown list, meaning he's getting a bunch of touchdowns and not a lot of turnovers. Well, let me go ahead and throw it over to the homie Nick Wright, as he brought out an excellent graphic showing Dak Prescott not only has one of the best touchdown interception ratios in the NFL currently, but all time.
The entirety of his career, he was 3 touchdowns to 1 interception, which is one of the best in league history until last year. And then this year he's back 3 touchdowns to 1 interception. Well, look at that. It is Rodgers, Mahomes, Russ, Brady, and Dak as the highest of all time.
And then last but not least, quarterback rating. The traditional classic quarterback ratings for boomers like Colin Cowherd. Dak Prescott's 4th in that as well, by the way. See, the point here is, Colin and Sidekick, you can cry and bellyache and get as upset as you want and create as many fake graphics as you want to, because you guys made some fake graphics earlier this season, but it was before the Dak attack was birthed, so I couldn't actually stomp on your necks for this, but they did put a fake graphic out about Dak Prescott earlier this season. You see Colin Cowherd and Sidekick, men lie, women lie, but numbers with proper context don't lie. Dak Prescott is playing some of the best quarterback in the National Football League. And you seeing this graph, which indicated that Dak Prescott was the most efficient and productive quarterback this season, blew you up to the point to where you finally admitted it. You finally just said, you know what, screw that. I don't care what numbers say. I'm just going to perpetuate my own BS and live in my own false reality. And hopefully I can get as many inhabitants of Fantasyland as possible so everyone can believe this BS that I consistently spew on this nationally televised program every single week, week in and week out. At this point, I'm starting to become a firm believer in everyone having expiration dates. And Colin, I'm going to be honest, you fermented a long time ago. ESPN fired you because you're a bigot and you tried to assume that people from the Dominican Republic have a lower level of intelligence than anyone else. And now you've been relegated to FS1 blowing smoke up your own ass and doing a whole bunch of talking about absolutely nothing. Irregardless of how you want to try and twist and convolute the conversation surrounding Dak Prescott and his performance, Colin Cowherd, it's very obvious that you've succumbed to the illness of die-on-hill-itis, meaning that you choose a stance on a player and you're so ignorant that you don't allow for new information to change or sway your opinion on a specific topic, which leads to a life of perpetual ignorance. And I would say I feel sorry for you, but honestly, it seems fitting for you. Either way, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Y'all always in these videos. How about them Cowboys? I'll see you guys on the next one.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.